Hello, people of the internet. So, I think this is one of my first tier list videos in a long time, which, I kind of been the L on that, but we're back at it again, and we're doing a Sonic Forms tier list. Supersonic, I think, just, makes sense to go in S. He's been around since Sonic 2. Honestly, his spikes up and the yellow, it's pretty sick, honestly. I think you can get used to it with how many times you see it, but when they show this character being awesome, he's really sick. Come to my mind are Sonic Unleashes opening, Sonic Frontier moments. Those are two big highlights, especially in recent years. But yeah, he's always been around. He's it's a very simple design, and you think about it, but simple doesn't mean he ain't cool. Next is Fleetway Sonic from the comics. Now this one is the Supersonic of, I forget which timeline it is. I've actually never read Archie, so I just know it's a different universe Supersonic where Supersonic is actually just makes him crazy, which is why he's Fleetway. His quills definitely are different, and the sharp teeth and swirly eyes for deranged Supersonic, I think it's really sick. It still has a lot of principles of normal Supersonic, but it's more like what if it made him go crazy instead of being awesome. Hypersonic. Personal opinion, for one, this game, he's only been in one game, Sonic 3. I think he's one of the most overhyped forms of all time. I feel like people just want to see him again because he's a form that existed, not because he's cool. It's basically if Supersonic was more powerful. I mean, the white is pretty sick. I will not lie. The white is pretty sick. But I don't look at this form and be like, yes, it's what I need to have back. I think if we got a good reason for him to come back, and it was shown why it's so cool to have him, I feel like I'd like him more. But I think he can only go in A tier. Design, yes, the white is sick. But I think just how much overhype is with him, it's a bit hard. So apparently, the next form literally comes in 2007 with Sonic and the Secret Rings. So we had Supersonic for that long and nothing else. All right. Oh my word. Okay, we gotta look it up. Dark Spine. Wow, how did I forget? Okay. Clearly, something about Sonic's colors are so just I don't know. If you could have colors for Sonic that work, I just feel like that's so awesome because we have Dark Spine Sonic in purple, and the purple also looks sick. Now the line, the lines kind of they look a little iffy, but the purple with the no eyes at all just looks so cool. And if I'm correct, because I haven't gotten this far in the Secret Rings, I think it's when I think the Super Rings come together, and it's the area's Chaos Emeralds, but I think it evokes with his emotions a bit. So Dark Spine Sonic is a little enraged basically, and if so, that's kind of cool. I think a lot of these super forms at least kind of have the same function, just on different power scales, so they come more to design. I really like this one. There's a few things I'd tweak, mainly with the purple lines, so I think B's fair. Excalibur Sonic. So we already know Sonic with a super or a sword was such a sick idea, and then you give him a whole set of armor and it's golden, and man, the cutscene is sick and the boss fight is super fun. I really enjoy this design. I love that it's still gold like Supersonic in a different way, and it is kind of cool because it also isn't just from the 7 stones of Arthur or something. He's the King Arthur, so he gets the sick Excalibur and the sick outfit. The transformation scene's sick. The fight is sick. I think I could also give this one a safe S tier. Pretty awesome design. Werehog Sonic. All right. I'm a fan of the Werehog stages, and I think his design is awesome. Sonic as a werewolf sounds weird. Well, Werehog, but it just sounds like it would look so weird and be so wrong. But they perfectly executed it by, for one, keeping a lot of his core design basically in the head and then the body and the shoes. I love his shoes with the spikes around it. That looks so sick. Really, I couldn't even think of any changes. You could say the gloves, but I think it's important to give him the nails to kind of give him that more ferocious look. Man, I'm thinking though, do I want this in A or S? I think I'll throw it in A, but it is I think it's more of a high A. I'll put it there. All right, Movie Sonic's electric powers. Boo, lame. Okay, I'm sorry, but I know like the whole wind versus electricity debate is like not a super important one for Sonic, but I do not like the electricity powers because it does make it more like the Flash, which is lame. And it makes it seem more like it's a superpower of electricity over like he's just fast and moving like the wind, which was his thing, which is, I don't know. And I just think it's kind of lame. Instead of getting this super form, I think it was just worrying because the first Sonic movie, especially where it was, this was technically going to be his super form. Obviously Sonic 2, and I mean even in Sonic 1 they fixed some things made with the design. In Sonic 2 they fixed it by bringing super form back. But I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be his super form, because they made him run like the wind all the time, and then he got electricity at the end, which was probably a super form, and then they just made electricity like his core thing. So not really my way of doing it, and like I think it's kind of lame overall. Just like, I mean, they even did it in Sonic Frontiers, and I think it's lame. So this one can sit in C tier, and it can sit by his buddy Super Sonic 2. So disappointing of a design. When you go through this whole game of Sonic getting corrupted, and you're telling me he's using that power against him, and he gets blue eyes. What are you talking about? Oh, he has red aura around him. So they have some of the cyberspace elements, but he's still just base Supersonic. Like, you might be saying, but Supersonic's an S tier. But also, this is the principle of, we're told this is Super Sonic 2 / Cyber, or like a cyber chip powered up Sonic. The design is lame in that regard. But what's going straight into S tier is the actual Cyber Sonic. So this is literally in one, guys, this is in one cutscene, and it's when Sonic is going all out. You're telling me that we could have had this as the new design, and instead we get it for like 15 seconds. This is what it should have been from the very beginning. Because it is, I remember, oh man, I was so hyped seeing it, because I was like, finally, we're getting the proper Cybersonic everything. Because I remember when they showed the teaser and his eyes were blue, everyone thought they were just hiding something. Nope, that was the actual idea. This is peak. These are definitely my two favorite non-supersonic forms. Ooh, but to join, one last time to join an S tier, Dark Sonic. Okay, so we said the thing about Dark Spine where it's like Sonic's emotions. This is the negative power of the emeralds taking Sonic, because they're like, I think in Sonic Adventure they talk about how like Chaos used the power of the negative power of the emeralds, and then Sonic uses the positive to become Supersonic still, even when the emeralds look drained. This is kind of that same thing, except Sonic is using the negative energy of the emeralds, and I just love that. For one, it's not like just Supersonic, but he's like more angry. It's just pure negative rage. And again, like Dark Spine, they take out his eyes. And I mean, in the scene it's into, he just decimates two robots so fast and just slices them up because he's so enraged. Oh my word, I'm so sad this isn't an actual thing in the game. Though I'm sure a lot of people like Hypersonic might think it's just a bit overrated. I feel like Dark Sonic has more use in a story and has more to it than just Hypersonic, where it's just Supersonic but stronger. Where Dark Sonic is just enraged Sonic, which I guess is kind of like Fleetway. So I guess if you think about it, Fleetway and Hyper mixed together could be a sense of Dark Sonic, which is kind of cool. And last and certainly least is Prism Sonic, flat out B tier. No, it's not at the level of Electricity or Supersonic 2, but it is kind of like Supersonic 2, where they just give him a lot of flashing colors around him, except the principle is it's like Prism energy in Sonic. I was really hoping when this, like before it showed him, I thought it was going to be like purple Supersonic with like blue and purple aura around him, like the Prism colors, which it's a kind of purple Sonic. It's more like there's purple and blue around him. And really what makes him so awesome in the context of the show is that it is one of the only few times it feels like Sonic locks in that show and isn't annoying. So that's what makes it one of the best moments in the show. But if we're talking about the whole Sonic series and his design, it's It's all right. I know obviously you can see on the bottom there's more designs, but some are just like this one here is just halfway Dark Sonic when he's still like charging up, so I don't count that one. And then like this is just Sonic with the sword. That's not really a form. So anyway, that's that. Here's my list. Honestly, yeah, I don't think any deserve to go in D, E, or F. I definitely would love to see this in a game. And really, that's the only one I feel like we could see again. Maybe Hypersonic. And yeah, hey, if Sega one day made Hypersonic back and showed us how cool he can be, at least for me, he'd probably be an S. But right now, I can't. I'm sure that will be nice for some people. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Just have a good day, everyone. Enjoy, play some Sonic.